Thomas Paine, Thomas Paine, Thomas Paine, Sam Adams, Sam Adams, Sam Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Franklin. These men spoke up for what they thought was right. From their courage came such documents as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. From their willingness to speak what was sometimes unpopular but right, we enjoy such liberties as freedom of speech, the right to keep and bear arms, and freedom of religion. There are those who still wish to oppress our freedoms, and there are still patriots willing to stand up and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Men like Zeb Bell, who honor our founding fathers and what they stood for. It's now time for Zeb at the ranch, speaking up and defending your freedoms. Brought to you by Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers and all of the other great advertisers on the program. And now, Zeb Bell.
Hold on. I mean, hold on. Like my grandmother used to say, ay, 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 ay. Now, experts are saying that our English language is racist and leads to white supremacy. Ah, boy. Every day is a battle against these intellectual empty buckets. Good morning, everybody. Here comes Kate Smith, and God bless America, followed by a patriot with our Pledge of Allegiance, and be proud of it. Call in. Good morning. And a good morning to you and yours on a Thursday, September 12th. I'm Zeb Bell, Zeb at the Ranch, with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations serving you with the best of tires and a big fall tire sale. Stop in and see them today. And some of our great advertisers, including Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. And, of course, don't forget Greystone Crossing Independent Senior Living at 1221 21st Street in Hayburn. Seniors living the good life with friends. Right now, let's go to the phone line and have our Pledge of Allegiance. Good morning.
Well, good morning, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attaboy, Wheels. And right now, let's go to the weather forecast, brought to you, everybody, by K&R Rental. Good morning, Roger and the crew at 256 South, 600 West in Hayburn. I almost choked on my cough drop. And they're located right there on the Burley-Paul Highway. Don't forget they've got the best of tools and equipment for you to finish any kind of a project, construction project, whatever. And if you're not sure what you need, you better give them a call, 678-3122. The best serving you, K&R Rental. And right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Looks like we're going to be on a warming trend from today all the way through the weekend. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Sunny skies is what we're looking at. High of 70. Going to be a little bit breezy. Winds out of the south-southwest, right around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 44. Tomorrow, going to be a nice one as we enter into the weekend. Sunny skies, high close to 80. 77 is technically going to be our high. Winds out of the southeast at about 8 miles an hour, turning to the southwest by the afternoon. By tomorrow night, mostly clear skies with a high of 46. By Saturday, sunny and 80. Sunday, mid-80s. That's a look at your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
Wow, that is a phenomenal weather forecast. Thank you, Gina, and brought to everybody by K&R Rental. Hello over there at K&R. They open the doors early at 7:30 in the morning, and for long and short-term rental, they have everything you need, all the tools. And get ready for fall. If you're putting in new lawn sprinklers or water lines, get it done before the ground freezes. They've got all the equipment at K&R Rental on the Burley-Paul Highway, 678-3122. Wow, Merv May, let's sell some cattle as we get ready to go. Burley Livestock Sale Yard today at 11 o'clock, 1100 Occidental Avenue in Burley. Number to call for cattle consignments and sale information, 9411, 678-9411. Merv May, Cade Rogge, and Lance Udy. Merv, come on in here. I can't hear your chant.
He gets it. It's steer calves. They're here to get all 31, 1.5, 31, 1.5, and 32, 2.5, 3.5.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that. The world's best auctioneer right there. The sale that works for you at the Burley Livestock Sale Yard. As I said, 1100 Occidental Avenue in Burley, with the sale starting today at 11 a.m. Let me tell you a quick rundown of the cattle that we know are going through the ring. Mike Murray of Twin Falls bringing in a trailer load of yearlings. Pam Miller over to Minidoka, and I understand she's bringing in 30 head of real fancy wean calves out of purebred cattle. It's going to be good. Carl Bowden up at Elba. Hello, Carl. 20 head of calves coming into the sale, and they've got from Utah 15 head of Holstein steers weighing about 800 pounds, and then don't forget butcher cows coming in from Acme and Antelope Hills Dairy. Sale time 11 o'clock at the Burley Livestock Sale Yard, and the number to call for cattle consignments and sale information 678-9411. Merv, sell those steers.
All right, hey, good set of steer calves. They're here to get all 31, 1.5, 31, 1.5, and 32, 2.5, 3.5, 134, 4.5, and 5.5, 5.5, 130, 550, 135, and I sell them $1.35. Zeb Mel, get the bottom.
I don't mind that at all. Hey, we got some birthdays. We've got some birthdays today, and then Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Jerry Davis is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Jerry. Make everybody buy you a dish of ice cream and a piece of cake. You'll get so big you'll fly over the Rose Bowl. Then, of course, my grandson, Austin, one of Jake's boys, is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. He's going to be 9 years old already. Austin, I hope you hear this morning. Good day tomorrow. Happy birthday. An old friend of ours from this program, Jack Euler, is going to have a birthday on Saturday. I wish Jack the very best. He's really a nice person. And, of course, another great lady that has been coming to Lunch Bunch as of late. Good to have her back, Joanne Clark. Birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday to you all. And many, many more. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Zeb. You know, the root of our problems is in the school system. These people, left-wingers, want to program these children from the day they're born until they grow up and become teachers and start programming the younger generation, voting for, telling them that socialism, communism is the way to go. And then when they leave school, these other people that have been programmed become teachers, and the thing goes on and on and on. And I think that's where the major problem is with the school system.
You know, and Tony, I agree with you, but I'm going to put a little bit of a caveat on what you have said. I'm not going to say all schools, I'm not going to say all school teachers, and I'm not going to say all administrations. I am going to say that there is a large, very scaring enormity to the problem with huge numbers all across the United States of very liberalized school systems that and universities that are killing education in this country. That I will say you are 100% right on.
If I had kids in school, I'd be knocking on doors, because you can't get anything done going to the school system. People are going to have to be in large numbers and demand changes in the school system. That's the only thing that's going to work.
Yeah, and you know as well as I do, therein lies the problem, because today, very unfortunately, and I'll stand toe-to-toe and argue this with anybody, today there is a naivete and there is a not wanting to get involved attitude, and that only exacerbates the problem and makes it worse.
Well, unfortunately, you're right there, and if people don't realize what's happening, this country is going to be finished.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, and it's people like you that I appreciate. You're always standing up for the right values. Thank you, Tony. And there's a lady sitting not too far from you having a cup of coffee. Give her a kiss on the cheek. Tell her I said hello.
I certainly will. Thank you. And we will be getting together soon.
I hope so. Thanks, Tony. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You bet, buddy. Caller number 2, I'll be right there, I promise. I want to tell everybody about Ramsey Heating and Electric at 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley. They open the doors at 7:30 in the morning till 5 Monday through Friday, and literally this statement sums it all up. Yes, they have all your heating, cooling, and electrical needs. Bingo, that's it. everything. And super nice people working for you as they have for over 6 decades, almost 7 decades, at Ramsey Heating and Electric, 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley, 678-0459, where they provide the best of warm winters and cool summers. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Zeb, and congratulations to Austin on his birthday.
Well, thank you.
Yes, he has many more.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I miss not seeing that side of the family and those grandkids up in Nampa, but I certainly hope Austin was listening this morning. So go ahead, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, our President of the United States, Donald Trump, is being excoriated every day by somebody. He's a crook. He's not faithful to his wife. He's not this, he's not that, and everything. But isn't that a trait that exists in our society?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's take, for instance, you or I, who have been in business for years. There's always someone that says something about you, and they don't know what they're talking about. I'd like to give you a for instance. I had this one gentleman that worked at Ore-Ida that bought a car from me, and the next day he was sitting in the lunchroom talking to some of his friends. They all sat around on a bench, I guess, or a table, and he was saying how happy he was that he bought a car from me. And then this other person chimes in and said, oh, he's a crook, you know, you don't want to do business with him, you know, all kinds of things. And he said 4 other people in that room spoke up and said, well, I bought a car from him, and I was happy, and I was happy. Comes to find out, I don't even know who this person was. I never have dealt with him, and he had never bought anything from me.
Yeah, you know, there lies a lot of the problem with humanity today of pointing the finger and creating a guilt against someone just purely because you may not like them, you might not like their stance or whatever. You know, if people would read the Bible, they're going to find out that God doesn't like that kind of an attitude of slandering and condemning your neighbor. And I've had this happen, the same circumstance that you're talking about. I've had it happen so many times that you have to have thick skin, you have to look by these people, and you just have to walk away and forget about it, because there's always going to be an element of jealousy and hatred against almost anybody.
A good example of this is with Mike Simpson, but the difference is you tell it the way it is.
Well, you know,
He's not done a good job.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike has done, and I'm going to be very honest here and forthright. Mike Simpson has done a good job on various subjects and for various groups. I will not ever contend that he hasn't. But Mike Simpson has a problem of thinking that he's a little bit above the rest of us, and especially people in the media that might not agree with some of his things that he has done or said and have criticized him about it. Me, namely. And he has absolutely turned his back on responding to his constituents on this program, and I find that to be very, very amateuristic.
Well, he deserved everything you've dished out to him. Let's put it that way.
Keith, I always appreciate your phone call in the morning to kick things off. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. God bless. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. Caller number 2, I'll be right there. Got to pay some bills. And, of course, I want to, oh, man, I just love talking about this because it just brings to mind all the delicious food at Denny's restaurant. You know, I love breakfast. I don't care if it's ham and eggs and hash browns and a biscuit, or I love those strawberry vanilla crepes that they've got with eggs and hash browns. Oh, I'm talking breakfast here. I love breakfast. And you're going to find the best of breakfasts. Bit my tongue again. Lunch and dinner all the time, anytime at Denny's Restaurant, America's Diner at 611 North Overland in Burley, and another location at 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls. They are there to serve you with the nicest of people at Denny's Restaurant in Burley, the home of Zeb's Lunch Bunch. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. The menu for the Burley Senior Center today is taco salad and fruit salad. Tomorrow we're going to have yummy meatloaf and all of the trimmings. Everybody's welcome. We need you. Only $5 for all you can eat.
All right, Joe, and you're over there at the Senior Center on Overland in Burley, and the world's greatest cheerleader for the Senior Center is Joe Taylor. God bless you, Joe. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
All you do.
All right, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Watch your language. Watch your language. That's ABC television, ABC network, to the Democratic debaters tonight. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Especially to foul-mouthed, disgusting Beto O'Rourke. Now, even today, where anything goes and anything almost can be said, ABC/Disney Corporation sent a notice out to all the debaters that watch your language. And Beto O'Rourke is the prime target for this. He has set the bar not only low, he has set the bar on the ground for a lack of dignity and respect. And I don't like the guy. I don't like anything about him. And whether you have a different of opinion on him or not is completely irrelevant to me. This man is disgusting. This man is not real smart. And this man has no more of a chance than a snowball in an oven of trying to become the president. And his language over the last couple of months, dropping the F-bomb frequently in conversations with various reporters, just gives him the title of the lowest class Democrat that I can think of. Oh, I have not much use for many of the Democrats, but this guy is absolutely at the bottom of a scum-filled water barrel. Beto O'Rourke. They warned him. Let's see if it does any good. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. You know, I've said this for a long time on my program, and I want to urge you to remember this, that don't forget all the fall vaccinations for your pets and animals. Boy, excuse me, that cough drop's killing me. And there's been a couple of cases of pyro that are very, very dangerous and deadly for dogs. So please get your puppies vaccinated. And Ark Animal Hospital at 750 21st Street near Connection Credit Union in Heyburn can do the job for you. Whether it's your puppies, whether it's your calves, whether it's your horses, your cattle, whatever, they are a mixed animal practice, large and small. They serve them all at Ark Animal Hospital. The number to call, 678-1177, 678-1177. Ark Animal Hospital in Heyburn, where they have the warm hearts for the cold noses. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. I don't know why. I don't know why the recent polling across this United States, and this really bothers me. Recent polls show that we, the United States, are at the lowest amount of patriotism with our citizenry since 18 years ago on 9/11. What's to blame and who's to blame? Okay, I'm going to point a finger. I'm going to point my finger right at the Democratic Party. I'm going to point my finger at all the negativity. I'm going to point my finger at, oh, America's evil. I'm going to point my finger at America is not as good a country as you think it is. I'm going to point my finger at all the Democrats that stand up there and just absolutely day after day after day denounce America and us. I absolutely am sick of this negative anti-American move. I am proud of this country. Please, I hope that I get some protesters. I hope that I get negativity on the phone. I hope that I get emails of hatred. I love this country. It's the greatest country ever on the face of the earth. I'm extremely proud of that red, white, and blue flag of the United States of America. I'm extremely proud of our Constitution, and I'm extremely proud to be called an American. And for all you hate mongers out there that have got the combined IQ of a bicycle spoke, I don't care what your opinion is. I love this country. And I just absolutely don't understand. I don't understand why people don't care anymore about what this country is, what this country has done, and what this country can do. I keep hearing, and it's really become more pronounced over the last couple of weeks. We're kind of sick and tired of your program opening up with the Pledge of Allegiance. We're kind of sick and tired of hearing Kate Smith and God Bless America. Just a small little note to you to file away. It ain't going to change. I am going to start this program off with the Pledge of Allegiance because I'm proud of this country. And anyone and everyone that participates in calling in with the pledge, God bless you. I am going to sequel right into God Bless America. I love this country, and it ain't going to change. And when I hear that national anthem, the tears still roll down my cheeks of the memories of my friends and family that have died supporting this country. I just don't understand why people can't love what they have. I'm not going to change. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a whole lot more. Let's not forget our friends at Dino Septic Service. Absolutely wonderful people that do a job that you and I don't want to do. Oh, you don't want to be standing out there on a hot day pumping out a septic tank. They do. They do a great job. And, of course, water and sewer lines installed, sewer and sink drain lines cleaned, backhoe services. They are so professional and so good. How do I know? They've done work for us. Don't forget to give them a call at 436-6526 or 678-1638. Fast, fair, friendly service. Dino's Septic Service. Please, with that big truck that says smells cargo on the way. Dino's Septic Service. What is it? Come on, audience. I mean, talk about patriotism or a lack or a going downhill on patriotism. Where are you? Speak out. Speak up. We should all be demanding more patriotism. My good friend, dear friend, George Mass is going to be on the program later on this morning, and that's what we're going to be talking about over in Rupert starting tomorrow. And I just don't understand, where is everybody to speak out about the benefits and the goodness, no, not goodness, greatness of America? I don't know. It's becoming very scary. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Oh, I got to go back just for a minute to Beto O'Rourke. The man he's like having a rock in your shoe. He's so irritating. He comes out with some of the most ridiculous, stupid statements, and he made the statement that listen closely to this. He made the statement that if he becomes president, God save us all, rich people will be forced to let poor people live next to them or by them. What does that mean? What does that mean? Rich people will be forced to let poor people live next to them or by them. Now that one I got to work on for a while. Does it mean that there's going to be a forcing or a coercing of people to live on your property and share your bathroom and maybe put stuff down as storage in your basement? What does it mean? Rich people will be forced to let poor people live next to or by them. You talk about a forcing of acceptance of a one-class system in America, one size fits all, you're all the same, nobody's going to benefit, nobody's going to go out and work hard to achieve anything, and if you do, you got to share it or let somebody live with you. I'm really worried about that statement. Caller, good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, Zeb. I stand with you on this patriotism. It all started when Hillary Clinton started running and started calling us deplorables, and Barack Obama is the one that started the division between our country with all of the things that he said and did, and we've tuned them out. We don't want to listen to them because they are so negative. And this group they've got running for Democratic candidates, we don't want to hear them because they have nothing good to say. And so we just don't listen to them. And that's why it's not that our patriotism is less. It's just that we don't want to get involved with them.
Well, wait a minute, though. Let's make sure that we discern exactly what I'm talking about, what you're talking about, and what the Democrats, are talking about. The Democrats evidently hate this country because everything they come out and say is anti-American, anti-us, the taxpayers. What I'm saying is that there are recent polls that show that our patriotism, our love for this country, our absolute standing tall and proud for the red, white, and blue is diminishing, and I'm worried about that because that tells me that this negativity from the Democratic Party is incorporating, especially the younger generation, the millennials, into the fold, and there's a complete divide in this country of people that love this country and people that are too damn dumb to appreciate it. Pardon my language.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell. And they're not teaching patriotism in school anymore. And a lot of that starts with the parents at home making sure what their kids are learning in school is what it should be.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. I praise my dear friend George Mass and others like him that are doing the best they can about flag education and what the value of this country is. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to support them. I'm going to keep hammering it every day on this program because God forbid, dear lady, that the Democrats take this next election, because then I'll tell you what, the doorway to hell is wide open as far as I'm concerned.
I firmly agree with you.
Thank you, and God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Thank you. Caller, I'll be right there. I've got to tell everybody about Berry Equipment and Rental. Absolutely. Oh, but they got the big boys with all the toys. Let me tell you, they've got all the Doosan wheel loaders and the excavators, and they've got all the Bobcats, all the shapes and sizes. They've got all the equipment for lifting and digging and pushing and carrying and grading and leveling. They've got it all. Oh, yes, they do. 3 locations, Berry Equipment and Rental. Burley, 159 West Highway 30, Twin Falls, 465 Addison Avenue West in Twin, and the Nampa location. And believe me, just call them. Stop in. Talk to them. They've got the equipment you need to get the job done. Berry Equipment and Rental. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Zeb. I just wanted to let you know that I'm a patriot. Big one. And also, a few years ago, there was a parade over in Murtaugh, and you were kind of in charge of it, I believe.
Yep.
But anyway, at that point in my life, I felt so much patriotism. I wanted to be whatever I could be. And we need to have more of that kind of stuff going on. I know you can't be the only one that does it, but by golly, we as a nation need to step up, and we need to be cheerleaders to each other.
Amen.
Everybody on the same page.
Amen.
Fighting with each other.
Amen. You know, you can have partisan differences as far as political stances on various issues, but when it comes down to the bottom line, this is still the greatest country on the face of the earth ever and hopefully forever. And I'm sick and tired of the negativity about we're bad, we're evil, and all that. Got to stop, and I'm going to do all I can to stop it, and I'm not going to stand for it on my program.
Well, I appreciate it, sir.
God bless you, and I just figured out who this is. Drive carefully wherever you're going, because I can hear the wheels a-turning.
Okay, well, thank you.
God bless you. Thank you very, very much. You know, I can't do it all by myself on the radio, and I know there's many people out there that agree with me. We just got to stop this. When somebody starts damning and condemning America, you stand up and say, wait a minute. Why? Why do you feel that way? Well, this, that, and the other. And just confront them to the point where they haven't got a leg to stand on. You know, we live in a society that no other country in the world can offer or has ever tried to offer. And you get these dim bulbs that are in politics, Democratic Party, keep preaching negative anti-American statements, and it's so revolting to me. We should never put a Democrat in the presidential Oval Office. They're not qualified. Good morning, caller. Help me.
Good morning again. You know, this Beto is about the lowest form of life there is when he's trying to separate the rich from the poor. You know, every Sunday I go to church and I associate with doctors and lawyers, and we don't have any Indian chiefs, but anyway, everybody there, they may be very, very well off or whatever, but we're just children of God. And we associate with one another, and it doesn't matter how much money you got. They don't talk about it. We talk about the things that are important. And I think if the rest of the world would look at it the same way, it'd be a better place.
Yeah, but the rest of the world isn't going to look at it that way, Keith. The rest of the world wants to take control of the world and have control over you and I. That's why we're bad, we're evil, we're negative, we're absolutely, why we're deplorables. And until we can stop this movement by a very sinister group headed up by Soros and many others, it ain't going to change.
Well, just like Bill says, it ain't going to change. We are always going to be who we are, hopefully, and love one another for what we are.
Well,
we don't need to worry about a poor person moving in next door to a rich person because they don't have the money to do so.
Yeah, but when government starts making stupid policies or dictates, and you have politicians saying, well, when I'm president, rich people will be forced to do this, it's scary, and it's a tactic that needs to be really elevated on the worry scale. Keith, God bless you, man. Appreciate your call. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. Hey, Joe Bennett and the crew at Bennett Boys Auction Service are going to have a big sale this Saturday, September 14th, starting at 11 o'clock over in Castle Ford at 618 East, 3500 North. Look for the signs, Whitey and Linda Jones Estate Auction. Lots and lots of antiques and a lot of unique glassware and furniture and household items. They're asking you to come on over and enjoy an excellent auction put on by the Bennett Boys Auction Service. That's right. No sale too big, no sale too small. The Bennett Boys, they sell them all. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Oh, you talk about the Democratic Party. Did you hear yesterday that quite a few of the Democrats are coming out? As a matter of fact, over 25%, 1 in 4 that were polled said that you and I should not be allowed to join the NRA because they say it's a terrorist organization. They say that it should be illegal to be a member of the NRA. You know, this purging and this destroying and this going after and trying to manipulate the truth and formulate what they want over everybody else is just, it's really making me mad. In the back of my hair, standing up. I wish I could do so much more. How dare 25% of the Democrats come out and say, well, you shouldn't be allowed to join the NRA because it should be illegal. It's a terrorist organization. No, it is not. I am a member of the NRA. I will continue to be a member of the NRA. I hope more people that hear this will join the NRA. There are over 5 million Americans that belong to the National Rifle Association. And I hope that number grows to 6, 7, or 8, or 9 million. These detestable Democrats that are out there saying things like it's a terrorist organization and that it should be illegal to join, these people are sick and pathetic. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. I'm going to put a weather forecast on here, and I want some patriots to call, if you would, please. Don't forget, our friends at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. Oh, they are excellent folks over there that are just absolutely concerned about your hearing health, and if you have a problem, they can help you. Absolutely. They help me. They can help you. If you notice there's a problem, I urge you to call for a hearing screening today. They're right behind the Minidoka Hospital across from the emergency room, and the number to call, 312-0957. Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. And right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Looks like we're going to be on a warming trend from today all the way through the weekend. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Sunny skies is what we're looking at. High of 70. Going to be a little bit breezy. Winds out of the south-southwest right around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 44. Tomorrow, going to be a nice one as we enter into the weekend. Sunny skies. High close to 80. 77 is technically going to be our high. Winds out of the southeast at about 8 miles an hour, turning to the southwest by the afternoon. By tomorrow night, mostly clear skies with a high of 46. By Saturday, sunny and 80. Sunday, mid-80s. That's a look at your weather forecast for Zeb at the Range.
Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate that. And brought to you by Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. And believe me, they can provide expert diagnostic tests and combined with the best technology to provide the most comprehensive treatment available for you. Call them, please, 312-0957. Make an appointment at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. Calls are welcome, 436-2244. 1-866-927-4587. I'm chuckling a little bit because there is a note of good news today for those of you that are thinking about having the urge for a chocolate milkshake. Oh, doesn't that sound good? Chocolate. This is National Chocolate Milkshake Day, so don't feel inhibited. Don't feel shy. Don't be embarrassed. Just wheel into any location and grab yourself a chocolate milkshake. Hold it high, hold it proud, and say, I can have this. This is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Okay. This is something I think is great. You talk about one-upsmanship, and I love this. I love this. The debates are tonight in Houston, Texas. And just before the debate starts tonight, there will be a big airplane flying over the city of Houston, and very specifically flying over the proximity of the building where the Democrats are going to have their debate. And this great big airplane is going to have a great big banner with big letters that says, Socialism will kill Houston's economy. Vote Trump 2020. I love it. It's costing about $7,500 to do this, to fly the plane from 2 o'clock this afternoon till 6 p.m. Central Time, just an hour before the start of the debate. But everybody that's going to that debate tonight is going to look up and see this low-flying aircraft, and they have all the clearance, they have all the permits and everything. Socialism will kill Houston's economy. Vote Trump 2020. I love it. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, this morning my wife came in and she said to me, well, at the top of the hour before your show, the whatever station it is, Westwood 1, CBS, whatever they are, and they were just like this. This just in. Democrats vote to intensify the probe of the impeachment. And I said, well, if you heard what I said, she wouldn't let me say.
And I wouldn't let you on the air anymore either.
Right. Yeah. And so, my wife says, you know what they really are? She says, they're Democrats. And she says, they're demolition trash.
Yeah.
They destroy everything they touch. The Democrats.
You know, think about this, Randy. They're just like putting an oar out in the water of a boat that's got a 6-foot hole in it and it's sinking. What are they going to gain by all this? They're costing people money. They're taking people's time. They're wasting time for the constituents. They're not doing a doggone thing back there except just raking up manure in a barnyard.
Well, this is the problem. See, when we elect these people, they think that they have some sort of, moral high ground, authority, some sort of intelligence. And the people that reelect them, from the states that do it, or the districts, if you're a congressperson, but they've got this inflated view of themselves, and they really are delusional. They really do not know what reality is, not truthfully.
I couldn't agree more.
If they had, like you said yesterday, if they had to come out and go out and work. So today we're going to go out and we're going to climb the ladder and we're going to, on a garage door, I got to cut big, huge openings in on a door that had sliding doors and cut in the openings and build all the header and the frame so I could put in a garage door, not a sliding door. It takes a lot of work. You're up on the ladders, and it's dangerous. And see, or you can go out and milk the cows. Go out and get the herd in your buck boots, and you bring them into the holding pen, and then go in and start milking. You got to wash the udders. They got to be clean. And you don't get to wash the crap off your boots till later, or when you're in the barn. You see what I'm saying? You go out and drive the beef truck, the spud truck. Go out and run the pilers in the spud cellars. Go out and work. I just sick of them.
Well, I tell you what, every time, and I mean this, Randy, every time I go out to feed my steers at night, and I step into the corral, I look down and I realize that I'm actually treading on the Democrats' new Green Deal.
Hey, you know what? It's unbelievable how busy I am, and I'm very grateful. I don't ever get a call, ever, from a person who is on welfare. I only get calls from upright, mobile, industrious, intelligent business people who run their businesses so well that they are prospering. And who am I to have ever told them how to do their business?
Amen.
I'm good at what I do. Thank God they're good at what they do. I'm going to be very grateful. The last thing I would do is try to tell them how to run their business.
There you go. Randy, I always appreciate your phone call. Have a good day. Don't fall off the ladder, please. See you later. Calls welcome 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Just when you thought It couldn't get any worse. I mean, you thought you'd heard it all, okay? No, you haven't. If you'll think back to the opening of this program, I mentioned that there are so-called experts out there that now are saying that the English language, our language, is racist and promotes white supremacy. Oh, my. I'll tell you more in just a moment. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Zeb. You know, these liberals, they're just pooping in their own nest. Pardon my expression.
Yeah, but coming from you, when you ask for a pardon, I don't have enough paper.
I know, I had to bite my tongue really hard. I'm trying to be a really good girl today for some odd reason. But you know, all kidding aside, these liberals, they really are destroying their own party. There was a poll, I think it was on Fox News, that most of the Democrats are going to vote for Trump.
I haven't seen that poll, but I've heard rumors that there's going to be a lot of transitioning from the so-called party platform and the party unity to the point where I've heard this, and tell me if it's the same thing you're referring to. I've heard from various county and state leaders in states like New York and Texas and Florida that have said many Democrats are going to jump ship because they said, quote, there's not anyone qualified on the Democratic ticket.
That's the same one I'm talking about. Yeah, and it is so sad. You know, whatever happened to the days of working together for one... I mean, you can have differences of opinions. You and I are good friends. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and that's okay. We're still friends at the end of the day.
Oh, are we really?
Well, sometimes I question it when, you know, but that's besides the point. My point is, both parties used to work for the common goal,
yes,
and that was the people who put them in office. And the Democrats have gotten so far off the rail.
Yep.
I don't think they're ever going to be able to come back.
And the way that they are now, and the thoughts that they're espousing, and the actions that they're taking, create a feeling in me that I don't care if they do ever come back.
Yeah, not unless they really clean house. But,
yeah.
You know, we have some, not to pick on the Democrats altogether, but we have some Republicans that are fighting Bush.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, Trump, tooth and nail, you know, and to me, they're just poor losers.
I couldn't agree more, and I will say this. We're in total agreement. Let's see. It's a beautiful day. We agree. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. We agree. See you then. Take care. God bless.
Hey, you betcha. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Donna. Oh, don't forget your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations with a big fall tire sale going on right now where you can save a lot of money. You better stop in there today at your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. They've been doing the right thing since 1952. What a great company. What a great service to you. All the tires, all the best in brake service and front end alignments and shocks and struts and batteries. But I want to go back to one of the words I just used, service. They really take care of you. They appreciate your business. They appreciate their customers. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family and Paul, Daniel on Poline in Twin Falls, and Trent on Overland in Burley. Yep, the best. Your Magic Valley, Les Schwab Tire Centers. Busy Thursday. Did you hear? I got to get this in real quick. You talk about completely insane. A group of these wacko climate change people, I'm being kind, over by Heathrow Airport in London, one of the busiest airports in the world, are organizing to fly a whole bunch of drones into the flight path of planes that are landing and departing so that they can quote, get their point across on climate change. Somebody's going to get killed, and every one of those doggone drones, I had to watch myself, should be shot out of the sky. And every one of the owners or operators of those drones over there should be imprisoned for not less than 10 years. This is insane, endangering people's lives. We're going to take a little break right now. I got to calm down. Pass the blood pressure medicine. I'll be back in 7. Zeb at the Ranch. Oh my, what a beautiful day outside. And boy, it's going to get better every day through the weekend, according to Gina's weather forecast. Morning, Zeb at the Ranch. I'm Zeb Bell with your major sponsor of this program, Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations serving you with a really big fall tire sale going on right now. Also, some of our great advertisers like Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. And Greystone Crossing Independent Senior Living. What a beautiful location at 1221 21st Street in Hayburn. Seniors living the good life with friends. By the way, before we go to the Chamber of Commerce, I want to remind you, let your house welcome you home with the perfect temperature. The iComfort Wi-Fi thermostat from Lennox features remote control access so you can adjust your home's temperature from anywhere. That's right. Ramsey Heating and Electric and Lennox offering up to $1,600 in rebates on a new home comfort system. Make yourself comfy. Call Ramsey Heating and Electric today at 678-0459 or visit them online at ramseysonline.com. Want to also give a great big thank you for what they do in the community and serving all of us, and that's, of course, Hanson Mortuary, with my dear friend Joel Heward, his family, and the staff at Hanson Mortuary, 710 6th Street in Rupert. It goes without saying that when there's the passing of a loved one, it's an extremely stressful time, and Hanson Mortuary and the staff, they provide the families they serve with the best possible support and comfort, always upholding the highest ethical standards and unquestioned integrity. Please call them today, 436-5636. Hanson Mortuary in Rupert. And Joel Heward also serving you and your family at Morrison Payne Funeral Home on East Main in Burley. Real quick also, I know I'm kind of getting a string of things going here before we go to the chamber, but I want to remind you about Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. I guarantee you they can help you with all your aching and paining. I mean, if you're recouping from a surgery or an accident or whatever the case might be, just not feeling right, monkey, well, you get a hold of them today at 678-1191. Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, located at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley. Nick Greenwell and the rest of the staff, outstanding physical therapists that can and they will help you. Call for an appointment, 678-1191. Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. Right now, we go to the Princess, Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring of the Chamber of Commerce. Penny Main, good morning.
Oh, boy, do I owe you like $1,000 this morning.
Do you know who that is?
The princess?
Yeah. Have you ever heard that Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring?
No, I've never heard that.
Well, see, that just shows how young you are.
Oh, you are so, yeah, okay.
No, but really, do you remember at all, and I do because I'm an old man, the Howdy Doody show? From way back eons ago, they had that puppet on there, Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring.
Well, I do not remember that. I remember the Howdy Doody show, but I do not remember her appearance on the show for some reason.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Penny, get with the program. And don't you remember Mr. Bluster?
I do remember him.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So why can't I remember Princess Spring, Summer, Winter?
No, it's Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring. Get it right.
Well,
Anyway, you have certainly made my day this morning. I will tell you that. I haven't been called a princess in a mighty long time.
Well, there you go. But you are also the president and CEO of the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce. What's cooking on the stove?
Yes. Well, it's a great time to be in business in Mini-Cassia, that's for sure. We're celebrating 40 years at Impact Athletic this week. You know, I couldn't believe that. I knew it had been here a long time, you know, and I've been living in Burley since 1996, and so I knew it had been here that long, but I had no idea that Impact Athletics started 40 years ago this week. And so, you know, they've been doing lots of great things over these many years, you know, trying to get people back into good health and good habits and just doing some great things for the community overall. But they're celebrating 40 years this week, and on Saturday, they've got a big day planned all day long, special classes, all sorts of fun things happening. And from noon to 2, and I gave Heidi Smith kind of a hard time about this the other day, but they're actually offering cake, cotton candy, and ice cream at Impact Athletic. That's probably the only time you'll ever see cotton candy, cake, and ice cream at Impact Athletic.
Well, actually,
celebrate this weekend.
They're building their customer base.
They are, and it's exactly what Heidi Smith had said. She said, well, you know, she says, we believe in good health around here, but you know, we're looking for future members.
There you go.
Yeah, it's been fun all week long. But, again, make sure if you're out and about on Saturday to stop by Impact Athletic on East 16th Street in Burley and tell them hello and that we sent you, and congratulations for 40 great years in the area.
Okay, and I know that you've got a litany of other dates.
We do. We've been busy already this last couple of weeks with ribbon cuttings. September 19th, of course, next week we're going to be hosting a special ribbon cutting at Minidoka Memorial, which introduces their brand new 3D machine, which is state-of-the-art technology at Minidoka Memorial. So congratulations to them as they continue to grow and do great things in our area. On September 24th, we're anticipating the grand opening of the New Hampton Inn out on the river on Bedke Boulevard. That's going to be a great day, too. We don't have the exact times yet. I believe the ribbon cutting, the actual ribbon cutting, will take place about 4 o'clock that afternoon, but they're starting mid-afternoon and going all day long with games and fun events and giveaways and all sorts of fun things until about 6, 7 o'clock that evening. So it's going to be lots of fun. If you need some more information, you can contact us next week. We'll have some better ideas about exact times and those kinds of things for that event on the 24th. So, and we've already got 3 ribbon cutting scheduled for October, so we're busy around here, that's for darn sure.
All right, now, what about the annual leadership class?
Yes, we actually kick that off on the 19th, too, so we've been busy. I don't know if you're familiar, well, I know you're familiar with it, but I don't know how many people are exactly. The leadership program is a 9-month series, if you will. Selected individuals from businesses throughout the Mini-Cassia area come in and spend 1 day a month to travel and learn all about the Mini-Cassia area from north to south and east to west, all of the interesting things that are going on with regard to recreation and tourism, and of course opportunities to take a peek inside places like Dot Foods, McCain Foods, a myriad of places that are active here in the Mini-Cassia area with regard to our economic value and the things that they offer throughout the area. So it's going to be lots of fun. You walk away with lots of great information about how this area rolls. And I don't know about you, but I drive by places all the time, and we just say, okay, that's Amalgamated. Oh, that's McCain. So glad they're there, and so on and so forth. But it really gives you a different perspective when you dive in and really see how these businesses operate. It's really fascinating. So leadership kicks off. We have a full house, and again, we start that on the 19th, which is next Thursday.
Wow. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I don't know. I need to probably find something out, to have all these extra hours filled up. But we've been pretty darn busy around here. But we've got a great team here with Vicki and Lorena, and, of course, an extraordinary board of directors that have been nothing but full and complete support to us all the time. So we're extremely blessed over here.
Okay, and what are the 973 ways they can contact the Chamber of Office?
Hey, one thing, friend, before I forget, I want people to save the date. So our big installation banquet is set for January 30th.
Oh.
Details coming up. At that point, we will install our new officers and highlight and honor area businesses, volunteers, and folks throughout the area during that installation banquet. So that'll be January 30th at the Burley Inn. More details to follow. If they want to reach the Chamber of Commerce, please head to our website, MinneCashechamber.com. We're located here right on the river, so blessed in Hayburn. It's really easy to find us. We're right across from the Upper Crust, and that's easy to find. And if you need to just call us, please do that, 679-4793. Generally speaking, we're here from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We'll be closed today from 11 to 3 for an event that we're all attending. But other than that, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we're pretty easy to catch.
What was Mr. Bluster's first name?
Oh, you know what I wanted to say was Walter, but I don't think that's right.
No. It was Phineas T. Bluster.
Okay, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to do a little research. I'll have something for you next week. We'll do a little quiz next week.
I'm looking forward to it. Penny Main, President and CEO of the Minnecash Chamber of Commerce. Thanks, Penny.
Thanks, friend.
All right, take care. Minnecash Chamber of Commerce and the President, Penny Main, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, have I told you, I know I did yesterday, about all the great savings, excuse me, choked on another cough drop. Oh, my goodness sakes. I got to change brands. At Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More, 459 Overland in Burley. Oh, my goodness. They've got window coverings on sale, blinds, shutters, roller shades, and many, many more. I love those roller shades. You pull them down and then snap them to put them back up. Brrr, there they go. And they're 30% off on all the window coverings and a special price on floor coverings. Close out on some mattresses. Woo! We're going to be talking to Jeff later on at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. 459 Overland in Burley. You stop in and see them today. Real quick, we've got another guest waiting. I want to remind everybody, too, if you're not getting outside and you're not enjoying this beautiful, beautiful state of Idaho, boy, you should. Right now, consider stopping over to Let's Ride, 270 Highway 24, between Rupert and the World, for all your four-wheelers, your side-by-sides, everything. Oh, get some fun in your life. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays, 9 to 4, and the 2020 models are coming in, and that means you can save a ton of money on the 2019 models. Stop over all the accessories, super service department at Let's Ride, 270 Highway 24, between Rupert and the World, where the fun is sold. Right now, we're going to go to the phone line, and I believe that we have David Fairchild on the air. Is that correct?
That's correct.
David, I want to tell you again, and I said this the other day, and I mentioned it the day after you were here, how blessed I am to have you as a friend over what you did in bringing that flag back from Fort McHenry. It is in one of the most established, proud places of my home, and thank you again. God bless you, sir.
Well, thanks for all the kind words. We really appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome. Now, I know, along with our dear friend George Mass, you're going to be busy the next couple of days at the 4th Annual Patriotic Show and Shine. Tell us all about it.
Well, tomorrow we're doing a patriotic program along with Patriots Day, which occurred yesterday. Never should we forget what happened yesterday. But to teach the 5th graders in Minidoka County all about the flag and patriotism. And we've got a very good schedule outlined for the students. We have 7 stations for them where they're going to talk about flag history. They're going to be able to interact with some of our veterans, questions and answers, get a little bit more flag education, and get to fold the flag. And I'm sure many of these kids have not had that opportunity to even get up and close and touch a flag and to see what it's like to hold that beautiful banner. So And then we're going to write some letters for Operation Gratitude to our servicemen, first responders, those individuals that serve us on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a patriotic display and a military display to round out the events, and then the last thing that the students will get to see is an actual flag retirement.
Oh, my.
Which I believe you're going to be part of.
You know, I am so proud to be a part of this, and I don't know how to thank you and others like you that are standing up for the red, white, and blue, the slogan of this event, and trying to re-implement the feelings of patriotism that have never should have been on the wane in this country, and God bless you for what you're doing, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you again.
Now,
going to Saturday's program, and the students that come through tomorrow will receive a ticket for Saturday, and we're going to be showing a movie Cars, related to a car show. What better movie can you have with a car show than the movie Cars? The movie will be free for anybody that wants to come and view the movie, and the ticket that the students will get will allow them for a free popcorn and water at the movies.
Oh.
So we encourage everyone to come down, enjoy the car show, come down and enjoy the Patriot program tomorrow. Remember, it's for the students. You're welcome to come and be with us, but come for the car show and really show your patriotism that day and take in a free movie.
David, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about this car show on Saturday. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and there's going to be more than just cars there, right?
Correct. We're going to have boats, food, vendors. We're going to have entertainment. You know, basically the whole 9 yards going on at the car show. So it's our fourth annual one, and it's growing every year. And I can't thank the folks that bring in their cars. We get some beautiful cars there, and it just brings back so many memories of the olden days, so to speak.
What about thanking some of the sponsors? I know it takes a lot of people to get involved. Do you want to thank your sponsors? Feel more than free to do so if you wish.
Sure. Some of our sponsors are First Federal Bank, D.L. Evans, Dixon Oil, Connections Credit Union, PCR Burley, Roosters and Rupert, our great senators and representatives here in the state of Idaho, Kelly Anton, Fred Wood, and Scott Bedke. Those are just a few of our sponsors for the car show and for the program that we're putting on.
Well, I'll tell you what about the kids tomorrow? I heard a number that there will very possibly be over 500. I think this is fantastic.
Well, kids will have about 400, and by the time we count in teachers and a few parents and that type of thing, we're going to have probably over 500 people going through the stations tomorrow, yes.
And it's right there on the beautiful Rupert Square, correct?
Correct.
And it's absolutely free to the public.
That is correct.
You know, I know the weather forecast. I can say this with almost 99.9 surety. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be great. Standing for the red, white, and blue, the 4th annual Patriotic Show and Shine. Anything else you want to tell us, David? Go ahead.
Boy, I can't think of anything. I just listened to your program earlier and some of the comments that your folks had that called in. Totally agree with pretty much everything that has been said this morning, and we need more things like this. Hopefully, this is the first time that we've done the Patriot program where we've gone to the students. Hopefully, by doing this, other areas, other cities, other school districts, that type of thing, will see the vision, and this will start to snowball throughout Idaho and hopefully other states and other areas.
Oh, I totally agree. Let me ask you real quick, now that you brought that up. I was talking last hour about some of the polls that I had seen and some of the things I'd looked up and some of the people I talked to on the East Coast, and the negative anti-American movement that's going on, primarily through the Democratic Party and their possible nominees for president. It's just not cutting the cake. And I am sick and tired of having this country be demeaned. I'm sick and tired of having this country damned and being called evil. And quite frankly, I'm sick and tired as a taxpayer of being run down. What are your thoughts?
I would totally agree with that. And I just look at the people that are doing most of that, and they're really young people. And as you said, their schools and things like that aren't geared to teach them the proper values. They're not teaching them right, wrong, and that sort of thing. So that's where we're failing in our schools, and hopefully by putting this flag education and that into the schools, we can start to make a change there. And that's where the change needs to start and happen.
Absolutely. Well, David, you are a great friend of this program, and I just absolutely, I thank you for all you do. And I'm going to offer you this. You do not have to be embarrassed or ashamed today to stop in and get somewhere a chocolate milkshake, because like I said earlier, it's National Treat Yourself to a Chocolate Milkshake Day.
Yeah, I've got a particular place in mind that I think my wife and I will actually go and do that here in a little bit.
Make George Mass buy.
Yeah, I should. I had to pinch hit for him, you know.
That's absolutely right.
Babe Ruth's shoes or maybe Lou Gehrig's shoes. I would have hated to have been the pinch hitter for either one of those guys.
Well, you did an outstanding job, but just go over to him with your hand out and say, okay, big boy, pay up, buy me a chocolate milkshake, and everything will be A-okay.
Okay, sounds good, Zeb. Thank you.
God bless you, David Fairchild, for being on the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Bye.
Wonderful event tomorrow and Saturday, as I just about tipped over everything on my desk. I'm really not handy here this morning. I've got everything laying helter-skelter. But I urge you to be a part of the 4th Annual Patriotic Show and Shine. It's free, and believe me, standing up for the red, white, and blue on the Rupert Square tomorrow afternoon at 1, and then all day on Saturday for that great big car show. Don't you miss it. Want to also remind you about our dear friends at Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. Oh my goodness, yes, you need to take care of this for the protection of you, your family, and your business. Life insurance, health insurance, retirement planning, employee benefits, all of this and so much more at Cameron and Siemens Insurance. Now, they really are accessible and devoted to serving you. So please get a hold of them today. Make an appointment. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Call them at 436-4424. That number again, 436-4424. Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. Okay. Let me see what else I've got here real quick. I got time for one quick phone call before we go to Rita on our program this morning. And I was just trying to see if I overlooked anything I was going to tell you about in the first hour. I think we're up to speed, and I'm still chuckling. I can't help it. I think this is really gamesmanship at its best with the Donald Trump administration and the re-elect Donald Trump campaign. They're going to be denied, and I know the news is going to carry this. I can't wait to hear what the liberals have to say about this. He has hired a plane, a big plane, and a big, big banner. It's not going to be second class. It's going to be first class. And they're going to fly over the event center where they're having the Democratic debate tonight, and the banner's going to read, "Socialism will kill Houston's economy. Vote Trump 2020. I love this. Can't wait to talk to Rita Ramsey about it. By the way, speaking of Rita, Wheels, is she on the line?
She hasn't called in yet.
Okay, hold it. Stay right there where you are. Let's just give a countdown like we're at Cape Canaveral. 10, 9, 7, 1098. I forgot 8. How can you forget 8, Wheels?
I was going to mention that.
That was your job to throw the 8 in.
Well, now she's already calling in, sir.
Well, see, we both lost. You forgot the 8.
How much do you want to bet we would have been at 1 or 0 already?
We'd have been there. All right. Well, we'll remember 8 the next time. Oh, good morning, Rita. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
You were the 8 that we forgot.
Okay, well, that's okay with me.
I got to start this off with you. I haven't had a chance to talk to you for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was gone and you were gone.
Well, I missed you, and I got to have you respond. I think this is one of the most fantastic things, and tongue-in-cheek, I think it's fantastic politics, what Donald Trump is going to do tonight, and flying that big banner over the event center in Houston that says, "Socialism will kill Houston's economy. Vote Trump 2020." What do you think of this?
Let's just say this guy is so unique that it is not even funny, because on every turn he's doing something very, very much out of the box, and that's what we need. We need a breath of fresh air, and we've been getting it, thank goodness.
Oh, I tell you what, it's not just a breath of fresh air. It's a great big windstorm. I love this, and I can't wait to hear the commentary of the Democrats, knowing that an hour before they stand behind the podiums, they've already been put down. I love it.
Well, and they're going to just be absolutely going out of their mind.
Yeah.
Because they already are, and if something else happens like this, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? Run for the bunker. You know, I mean, they're just crazy. They are so obsessed with him.
Let me ask you this. I have made no secret on this program of denigrating, degrading, and telling the truth about how absolutely worthless the Democratic platform is and the people that are representing it. Whether you're at Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, whether you're at wild-haired Bernie, or one of the most disgusting people that ever was standing behind a microphone, Beto O'Rourke. And they even had to send warnings out from ABC television to the Democrats tonight to watch their language, primarily because of the filth from Beto O'Rourke. What are your thoughts?
That's pretty sad. I mean, I know that there's going to be some bad language here and there that happens. I get it. But, you know, when you don't have enough respect to clean up your language when you're talking in circles of lots of people, media, anybody that's going to pick it up, that just says you just don't have, as my brother would say, he ain't got no couth. I mean, I just don't understand why people can't say, you know what, people are going to remember what I say. I want it to be something valuable, not something that shows what an idiot I am.
He's done it not just once. It's not oops. No, it's not that. It's been an everyday occurrence. It's been with all kinds of different interviews. The man is the epitome of a deplorable.
You would think, and I think what he's probably trying to do is he's probably, in his business dealings, he does not speak that way. We know that. He wouldn't be, he works for his father-in-law, who is a rich millionaire guy that's a big businessman. His father-in-law would not let him do that kind of stuff within their business. So I'm wondering, and this is just my theory, you know, is he trying to get the attention of all of us rednecks, you know, deplorables out there that might pay attention to that kind of language, because that's all we do? I mean, you know, that with him and Hillary, that's maybe what they think is the only way we can respond is when they're speaking our language, and they probably think that's our language.
Let me ask you this, and I have a lot of respect for your opinion and your insight on various political issues. But I said first hour, if you were listening, that with all this ranting and raving and denigrating of America and Americans from the Democratic Party, we're bad, we're evil, we've never been a great country, blah, 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 blah. I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin for the Democrats, regardless of who the nominee is.
Oh, I think you're right. And also, just to put things into perspective, yesterday when we were we're celebrating Patriots Day, but recognizing that there were people in this world that wanted to totally destroy America, when a lot of different things were happening, and there were different commemorations and gatherings and that type of thing going on. There were a number of people in the news media who tried to turn it around and make it look like you're just bad people in America, and it wasn't really those bad people who tried to do this. And they were kind of taken down a few notches, and all of a sudden, New York Times is having to reverse what they print, and these guys are having to say, well, that isn't really what I meant, and everything else. But that is what they meant.
Yeah.
That's for sure what they meant, and they did not mince any words about it. They were just ready to go ahead and start placing the blame. I thought it was really interesting how the New York Times could start their tweets out early on in the morning saying, "Oh, it was airplanes that hit the World Trade Center."
Ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Ridiculous.
Were those airplanes just out flying by themselves, or what?
No, and I'm going to come right out and say it. It was Muslim terrorists. People are afraid to use those words. I'm not. They were Muslim terrorists. How many times do I have to say it, class? Muslim terrorists that hated this country, hated our way of life, hated everything about us, and that's why we have these different offshoot groups. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and many, many others that have nothing but the intent of killing.
Well, absolutely. And, for them to claim airplanes took aim at the World Trade Center,
gosh.
Like, really?
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of backlash on it. I thought the one that was probably forever important was the fellow who came out and said, "For those of you who think something happened on that day,"
yeah,
I'm sure you heard his story and his ramblings, because his mother was killed on 9/11, and he put the congresswoman part of the
squad.
The squad. I call them the Hate Sisters.
Yeah.
Part of them kind of put her back in her place. And I think that Americans are just getting darn tired of these people, and most of these people that I'm talking about are Democrats who are just going absolutely crazy, and they just absolutely make you believe they hate America. And if they hate it that bad, why don't they just leave?
Please, we are now going to start the Zeb Bell Rita Ramsey Fund, where we can create somewhat of a hope chest with money being contributed to send them away.
Well, I would like to actually have somebody go out and do an interview on the street with all those people and say, so why don't you leave, and then find out what their answer is, because their answer is going to be, there isn't any place I would want to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, why?
I've got to ask you this.
Freedom and liberty here in the greatest nation in the world that the world has ever seen.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, and I'm sure you heard this remark and probably raised your eyebrows like I did, like, what? Beto O'Rourke, there again, this guy, I absolutely think he's one of the most ridiculous politicians that ever stepped forward. He made a comment that he said if he's president, he would force rich people to let poor people live next door or right by them. What in the world is he trying to say?
Just as a sidebar to that, I would love to hear his father-in-law and him having a conversation about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, this is the lunacy of everybody's the same. Everybody wears the same shoes. We all wear the same clothing. We're all just absolutely going to bow down to the idol of government led by the Democrats. I think this is the sameness that's being preached by all of these nominees.
Well, it is, and it's just really sad to think that they can go so off the rails about political beliefs that they start trashing what they're supposedly wanting to be in charge of.
Did you?
Are people not smart enough to know that you don't want somebody like that? I mean, we had 8 years of it.
Yeah.
And I think, and there will be many people who are of the Democratic persuasion that will say, I didn't agree with Obama, and I don't agree with it now, and because of it, I'm not going to support the Democrats anymore. And there's going to be others that will lead you to think that they're Democrats supporting Democrats, but they're actually Democrats who are saying, I am not going to support that kind of thing. And it's just really sad that they're afraid to actually say it out loud, but I know that's what you're going to be seeing in the next year or so, is a lot of people defecting because it's like they have gone so crazy off the rails that I can't be part of it anymore. I mean, I've heard a number of people say that, probably you and everybody that listens to this, but it's just sad to think that they can't say, well, I don't believe with all of the things, but we have a lot of things in common. And I heard, it was one of the late afternoon talk shows on K-Bar. The guy on there, he was saying, that it's the lady from Hawaii. I can't remember her name all of a sudden now.
Oh yeah.
Say, well, they've just pushed her totally off the stage because she started agreeing with disagreeing with some of the Democratic.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yes. And the reason why they don't want her is because she could become elected because she's the only one that actually can say, well, I don't believe in all the stuff that they're advocating.
Yeah. Okay, we've covered some things, but this one strikes me as number one weird story of the morning, because now your conversation with me and my conversation with you is being deemed as racist and contributing to white supremacy because of our English language. Did you hear this?
Actually, I didn't, but nothing surprises me anymore. Anytime somebody can manufacture something or make it up or take a fact and embellish it to where it isn't even anything close to what it was, which is what that has to be, is just amazing. I don't get why they'll do that kind of thing, and they'll just let old crazy Grandpa Joe just keep gaffing away and never say a thing about it.
These so-called, and this is what really is interesting, these so-called experts, they say that racism is so prevalent in the English language, and every day, every American is guilty. White Americans are guilty of saying racist things because we use colors like white and black to define racism in our speech. Holy smokes, I mean, this is getting really heavy. They say that we associate black with dangerous and deadly and very bad things, and white as the shining knight in white armor or whatever. And we're all guilty, and our English language has got to change.
Well, it does. And, those people who are saying those kinds of things are just starting to try to cause division amongst us, because I don't know about you, but most of my entire life, at least my adult life, Americans are Americans, and it doesn't matter whether they have the same color of hair that I have or the same color of skin, or that we worship the same, or that we're even of the same political party. We're all Americans, and the things that you say are not undercurrents of what you really mean.
Well, what did you think? Did you hear the interview that I had? I think it was on Monday, when I had attorney Tim Snowball from the Pacific Legal Foundation on my program. And I've got 2 minutes here, and then I've got to do a weather forecast. But we were talking about the University of Texas, and they now have speech police going around campus, and if they hear something you say they don't like, you can go to what they call a speech court and possibly be expelled from school.
I think it's time that those students in that college or that area need to learn about the First Amendment. obviously they're not saying, "Hey, wait a minute. If I'm not damaging something, why do you care what I say?"
Absolutely. You know, it's just like you and I talking right now. If somebody doesn't like that, they go, "Oh, well, we're going to put you in front of the forum of our speech police authorities and see if you are going to be taken off the air or taken away in chains or put on a deserted island with sharks swimming around the beaches." I mean, this is insanity what's happening in this country.
Well, it is, and they can say that about us, but if we were to say, well, you know what, maybe we ought to have all the people who are diseased with da-da-da-da-da-da ought to go to their own island so they don't spread it around anymore. Can you just imagine how that would go?
Oh, my, yes. I've got to do a weather forecast, and then I want to come back, and I want to talk about a very serious and very maddening subject for me and get your opinion, so stand by. I want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the professionals. Underline that word, professionals. Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Professional accounting services to the Mini-Cash area for well over 50 years. They are the best at what they do. Tax return preparation, tax planning, business consulting, retirement planning. The list goes on and on as to how they can serve you, your family, and your business. With offices in Burley and Rupert, don't forget Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. And right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Looks like we're going to be on a warming trend from today all the way through the weekend. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Sunny skies is what we're looking at. High of 70. Going to be a little bit breezy. Winds out of the south-southwest around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 44. Tomorrow, going to be a nice one as we enter into the weekend. Sunny skies. High close to 80. 77 is technically going to be our high. Winds out of the southeast at about 8 miles an hour, turning to the southwest by the afternoon. By tomorrow night, mostly clear skies with a high of 46. By Saturday, sunny and 80. Sunday, mid-80s. That's a look at your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
Ooh, it sounds good to me. Thank you, Gina, and brought to you by the best. Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Accounting services for you, your family, and your business. Please get a hold of them today. Located at 1710 Overland in Burley and 620 5th Street in Rupert. Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Rita, this next story that I wanted you to comment on, it just makes me so mad, and it hurts me so bad because of the total lack of humanity, the total lack of caring in our society today. There is a hospital in Illinois, you've probably heard this story, a hospital in Illinois that now has developed a comfort room. What is the comfort room for? It is a place where they put newborn babies that are not wanted. The mother doesn't want them to live, and they are placed in this comfort room to die.
This is really sad, and when a society starts doing that and thinking that there's not going to be any backlash or repercussions, that's when a society destroys itself. I look at that and I think about that nurse back during the Obama years when he was in the state legislature in Illinois, and how they had that same type of thing going on. The only thing is they didn't have a little room where they could put them so that they could just die. They just tossed them over into the corner and just left them there to die, and there was repercussion then, and that's when that nurse went to the legislature and said, hey, we need to make it legal for us to hold those babies until they pass, and then take care of them, like taking them to the morgue or whatever. And that was the only thing that Obama ever really voted for, was to vote against that, because he didn't think that was a type of a thing that should happen. If they're going to have abortions, just let them have them, and it's okay to throw all the body parts and the babies, even if they're still living, in the garbage. I listened to the lady's testimony. He was talking about one of those babies that she had. She said it was the size of her hand, and she had to hold it in the light because she couldn't even tell if he was breathing or not. But he has such thin skin, or babies have such thin skin at that time, that if she got him just in the right light, she could tell if his heart was beating because of the vibration near his heart of his skin. And then after he finally passed away, she put his little hands over top of each other and kind of tied them together so that they would stay, put him in a little, I imagined it as a blanket type of thing that she was talking about, and took it down to the morgue so it could be taken care of with dignity and respect like they do stillborn babies or babies that die in process of childbirth or whatever. And when you hear that kind of a thing and then they start talking about, well, let's just put them in a room and let them just stay there and just go on ahead and die without any other human caring or mattering, it is just the destruction of America. And those are the types of things, and I know people get tired of hearing this, those are the types of things that Hitler was advocating, and it's just sad.
Well, I want to reiterate what you're talking about with that nurse. Her last name was Stanek, and I had her on my program when this was all occurring. And, you know, you got to help me on this one, Rita, because I can't understand the inhumanity. I can't understand the cruelness. I can't understand the supreme coldness of people that a newborn baby is allowed to expire with no one helping it because the mother says, "Oh, I don't want it. I'm sorry. I don't want it." This I've never heard of it. This is murder. This is infanticide. I don't care what you call it.
Well, it is, and you know darn good and well, and so do I, and my husband mentions this quite often. If this were a puppy dog or a kitty or a pet that we were letting just die and people knew it, you'd be in jail.
It's the truth. We have a caller with a quick comment, and I mean, it's got to be quick. I'm down to the last 2 minutes. Caller, go ahead quickly.
Well, Rita just said what I was going to say. These people, animal rights activists, will protest outside of animal testing facilities that are doing animal testing to help humankind, to help the human race, babies included. But when you find out that Planned Parenthood and other facilities, they when they instruct an abortion doctor to be careful, so they crush the baby's head. They crush the baby's head to save the internal organs because those are going to be used to sell or for testing. I'm going to hang up. Bye.
Unfortunately, and I mean this with respect to the caller, unfortunately what he said is correct. And I'll go back to that word inhumanity. I just can't understand, Rita, help me, the road we're on with so-called humanity in this country, or for that matter the world, we're going to hell.
Well, we really are, and I can't help but think that this is the type of thing that drives these mass shootings and kids to do the types of things that they do, and other people who aren't just quite right in their mind to do things that killing and that type of thing, is because we don't consider as a country anymore life as sacred.
Yes.
We just don't do that. We don't revere it. We don't emphasize the importance of life like we did back in the 40s and the 50s.
Well, it's true.
It's bad.
It's true. I mean, I don't know where we've lost touch with the value of life, the value of being born, the value of getting old and being old. And now we're looking at an abortion, infanticide, murder at birth. We're looking at kind of a hemlock society for those that are older. Oh, we don't need them anymore. They're useless. Let's just let them die. I'm really worried about a godless society that promotes this type of idiocy.
Well, we are, and it's because people feel like that God isn't important. We've taken God out of the schools. We don't emphasize, hey, you know what, we ought to be in church on Sunday, worshiping God and trying to do the things that God would want us to do as human beings. And when you start putting that on the back burner, saying that doesn't matter, this is where it takes us, and I'm fearing that we're not going to be getting better before it gets worse.
It is so nice to talk to you again. Rita Ramsey, thank you for your time. God bless. Have a wonderful week.
You bet. Bye.
Thank you. Love that lady on the program. Thank you very much. Wow, it's Thursday. September 12th. And it is now just creeping up on the 10 o'clock hour, which means I get up at 4 and have just a very minor breakfast. I'm hungry, and I'm starving to death. I know some great places to go. How about the AC Drive-In at 601 East Main in Burley? Oh, all the different flavored shakes. Hey, today is, don't forget, National Chocolate Shake Day. Stop in and have a chocolate shake. Yeah, and a famous Farmer Brown burger. Woo, what a great day at the AC Drive-In, 601 East Main in Burley. How about Taco Bandito, 2301 Overland in Burley? A great place for you to get together and have your morning coffee with friends and have some of the burritos and the street tacos and the breakfast burritos. Oh, they are good. You're going to love the food and the people at Taco Bandito, 2301 Overland in Burley. Well, let's move on over now to two locations of Burgers Etc. 124 South Oneida in Rupert and 700 Overland in Burley. Corn dogs and burritos, only $1.39 after 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Can't beat that. Really good food. Nice people serving you, as I said, at 2 locations of great food. Burgers Etc. 124 South Oneida in Rupert, 700 Overland in Burley. And last but not least, Steve-O's at 290 South, 600 West of Hayburn, with food the way you love it. Absolutely. Now, I understand that the patio is still open with music on Friday nights as long as the weather stays good, and it looks like it's going to be great this weekend. They've got the delicious buffalo burgers and that cheesy broccoli spud and all those cupcakes and all those delicious menu choices and super placed for you to meet nice people and have dinner. Oh, my goodness, Steve-O's at 290 South, 600 West of Hayburn. You stop in and see them today. And those are just a few great places to go when you're hungry and starving to death. What have we got cooking for the next hour? Cache County School Days. We're going to be talking to Brian Lindquist from Burley High School, and our business salute is going to be old Jeff over at Lee's Furniture. And then at 10:30, don't miss this at 10:30, please. Attorney James Herson is going to be talking about a resurgence in this negative time, a resurgence of good quality family films in Hollywood. Don't miss that, okay? We're going to turn it over to Wheels. We'll be back in 7 minutes. And a good morning to you one more time on our program as we start hour number 3, Zeb at the Ranch, of course, brought to you by our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations serving you with a huge fall tire sale going on right now. And, of course, some of our great advertisers like Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Along with Greystone Crossing Independent Senior Living at 1221 21st Street in Hayburn. Beautiful place. Seniors living the good life with friends. Also want to remind you, too, about our friends over at Patterson's. You know, I've never really been into electronics, but if I have to, and I don't know that much about it, I would go there because they know everything about home theater systems and surveillance cameras and car stereos and speakers and complete sound systems and TVs, Samsung, Sony, Toshiba, LG TVs, all the great selections. And they've got the monster cables, 50% off. I mean, they've got it all. They are your electronics headquarters. Patterson's at 421 East Main in Burley. Nice people, too. Curtis and Lorena serving you. 678-6997. Patterson's in Burley. Really nice people. Also, quickly, Joe Bennett and the Bennett Boys Auction Service going to have a big sale on this Saturday, starting at 11 o'clock Saturday this weekend, September 14th, over in Castleford, and it's at 618 East, 3500 North. Look for the signs, and it's managed by, of course, Bennett Boys Auction Service. Whitey and Linda Jones Estate Auction over in Castleford. Lots of antiques, lots of antique glassware, furniture, oh yes, lots of it. Household household goodies, all of this and more. And the sale starts at 11 o'clock on Saturday in Castleford. Whitey and Linda Jones Estate Auction, managed by the Bennett Boys Auction Service. No sale too big, no sale too small. The Bennett Boys, yep, they sell them all. Absolutely. Right now, it's time for Cache County School Days. I always look forward to this segment because I get a chance to talk to some really knowledgeable, nice people connected to education, and that's, of course, in Cache County. And with us this morning from Burley High School, Brian Lindquist, the animal science teacher. Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Good morning, Zeb. How you doing?
Well, not too bad. Brian Lindquist, I think this is the first time you've been on my program, is it not?
It's correct. I have not been on your program.
Well, tell me a little bit about you, what you do, and what you teach.
All right. I came from industry last year. This is my first year, or second year. Last year was my first year. I teach intro to ag classes, food science, landscape, livestock and wildlife management.
Okay. What are some of the different things that you try to make your students more aware of what's really going on in the world? I was told that you've got some interesting hands-on projects, so tell us about that.
Yeah, I teach a livestock management class, and we're actually bringing in local dairies, donating some hutches, and going to bring in 15 calves, and he knows a lot of resources, and from that, it's been crazy. We've had people donating milk replacers, a lot of people donated some money to help out, and bottles and all sorts of materials. And dairy is such a huge industry here in the Magic Valley that I wanted to get the kids a hands-on opportunity and just an introduction to what the possibilities out of high school are. And so we're going to be bottle feeding calves until they're weaned, and then we're going to take them to the sale yard, show them how a sale yard works, and auction them off and use the money for FFA travel for kids that earn it.
You know, right there, Brian, you've hit a home run with me because you sound like a hands-on teacher that want kids to get out of the classroom and understand what the real world is all about.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Well, elaborate on that a little bit. I mean, too many teachers, and I don't give a rip what the subject is, these kids come into class, they sit there, many of which are bored and look at the clock, and the teacher drolls on and on and on. You're a teacher, it sounds like, that says, hey, wait a minute, this is how it works, and we're going to be involved in the mechanics of this situation, and you're going to see the net result from A to Z. Explain that a little bit more.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend last year about just some advice, because, I mean, I came straight out of industry. I didn't student teach. I didn't have any idea what I was doing, to be honest with you. And so he told me, Brian, you need to just teach kids, not content. And but you know what? That's right. I hardly remember a lot of things in high school just because I was a teenager, and so I tried to think of things that they could actually apply in life and maybe make a little extra money outside of school or be able to feed their families. And so we got this calf program going, and then we introduced some rabbits. We're going to be breeding rabbits and showing them how to use them for meat. And then also we have some broiler chickens that they're going to also be doing the same thing. And then they got to keep records on them, and just basic husbandry skills that if you learn with one animal, it's pretty much across the board with all animals. You got to do certain things to make sure that they prosper and that the quality assurance is there.
Absolutely.
We were doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. I applaud you for this. But now, and I'm not trying to sound negative at all, Brian, but I'm being realistic. You know as well as I do that there is a major push by many on the Democratic ticket that are trying to say that animal husbandry, animal raising, animal ranches and farms are all negative and they should be ridden out of business. How would you respond to this? Because it's going to take people like you and your students to fight back.
It's always hard to debate with people. I just try to build on common beliefs and the fact that farming is food. Also, the fact that convenience has made us, in my opinion, a little bit lazy, and so got to get back to our roots and understand where our food comes from. And for me, this is just a great way. I mean, these kids they've got to raise these animals. Yeah, they'll be attached, but they also got to learn that it's a circle of life and we eat, and that protein's important. And so if they can have a cheap way to make food and be able to feed their families later on and make a little bit of an income and just get excited for their career outside of high school, then that's kind of what my argument is.
There are those in the world, and you know this is true, there are those in the world that are trying to ascertain positions of power to where they say that we'll only get our food in the future out of a toothpaste tube, and the regulations are going to be so severe. It takes ag teachers like you. It takes people that know animal science. It takes people to teach our kids and our future generations that we better stand up and be vocal about protecting agriculture.
Correct. I agree. You can't bite the hand that feeds you.
Absolutely. I understand from what I heard from a very reliable source that you're kind of a Jeremiah Johnson type too, out of the classroom.
Yeah, I enjoy the outdoors. I raise pack llamas on the side because I got tired of packing animals out of the backcountry on my back, and so 11 years I've been raising pack llamas and researching genetics and getting the right type, and over the 11 years I've had close to 70, but now I only have 14. And
you got 14 llamas?
14 out there, and I love getting that connection with nature and actually understanding where things come from and applying those things to life.
So you've got 14 llamas, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I, for one, have always been around horses all my life. All my life. I don't know anything. The knowledge I have about llamas you could put on the head of a pin. What is it that is so interesting, intriguing, and want to have llamas?
Well, I shot a buck a few years back, and it was just in a really nasty spot, rocky, steep, and I've used horses before, and I honestly don't think that we could have got them up in there, and so it just spurred me to look for something better, and I'm allergic to horses, so I looked for an alternative, and my friend then suggested llamas, and I bought my first one. It wasn't the greatest, and 70 llamas later, I ended up finding what I like, and I breed specifically for body characteristics that can handle the strains of packing a full elk out on 2 of them. I've packed a deer, elk, and my camp on 3 of them before, and in one trip, and there's an incredible animal if you get the right genetics and the right type. It's a whole different alternative to the guy that doesn't have 10 acres to raise animals, maybe just a half acre that he can raise 3 on, and still gives them the opportunity to hunt the backcountry.
Are they an animal that they're prone to being really kind and gentle, or do you have your pitfalls like you would with horses and mules?
Yeah, you got the whole gamut of different personalities for sure. The ones I try to breed for their personality, and they're super easygoing and want to work, and they're not lazy, and but you still get the spitters, and those ones don't end up. They usually go down the road pretty quick because they're just not fun to handle, and so we try to breed for the ones that are just the problems. You don't want the problems down here up there, so I try to avoid that as much as I can down here and do all the groundwork down here and breed for the right genetics.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, Brian. Do you see an interest that's growing in agriculture with your students, or are you at kind of a status quo or a lessening? I mean, what's the status with kids involved in agriculture?
It's hard. You have Burley, luckily, is an agricultural community, so there is a lot of kids that come in that are on the farm or on the ranch, but you still have the kids in town that have no connection to it, and so it's amazing to see just with this hands-on approach we've been doing, the light in their eyes and just the excitement is like, I can do this. This is actually not that hard, and basic, simple principles, it goes a long way, and we can just build off of that and start adding more knowledge, start getting a little deeper into content and curriculum. But it's just cool to see when you're not just doing paperwork and you're bringing these kids in and they're actually being able to raise these animals and understand it.
Yeah, one final thought on that, though. Let me ask you this. Is there a division? And when I say the word division, I'm thinking back to when I was in high school, and that's when they still circled the wagons at night. Is there a division in kind of a social clique in the school to where there's your ag students, there's your jocks, your sports enthusiasts, and there's all the others? Or is agriculture seeing people cross cross over from maybe the city or the town and getting involved in your classes?
I still think there's the cliques that come in, but there's over 300 kids in our agriculture program between the three of us.
Wow.
Advisors here, and it's incredible. You'll have kids that had absolutely no interest or experience or background in agriculture that come to these classes, and it just ignites a fire, and then next thing you know, they're on your FFA team, your officer team. They want to travel with you. They want to be involved, and it changes their lives. It gives them opportunities to earn scholarships for college, and they bring their friends in, and it's just a ripple effect. But I do still think there's a division in a way, but it's hard to say, to be honest with you, with that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it sounds to me like you admitted a little earlier that you're allergic to horses, so what happens when a student says, hey, Mr. Lindquist, I'm starting a breeding program with some top-notch quarter horses, come out and help me. Are you going to swell up like a toad?
No, I do take medicine, but I'm also getting allergy shots, so I say bring them in, and I can handle them. For the day, it's fine. I mean, not as bad as when I was younger, but yeah, even cows and all animals, I'm pretty much allergic to all animals, and so I still bring them in. I love doing it and just suffer through it, I guess, if I have to, and it's just something I'm going to keep doing, even if I am allergic to it.
Amen. You know, I want to praise you for first time on the program, and I certainly hope you'll consent to coming back on in the future. We need more people in agriculture like you. Brian Lindquist at Burley High School, thank you so much.
Thank you, Zeb. I appreciate being on with you.
All right, sir. Have a great day. You know, it's kind of funny in a way that we're kind of joined at the hip a little bit on that. When I was a young man, when I was a youngster, and my dad had all kinds of horses, and I was allergic to horses. I was allergic to a lot of things, but that and some other things really caused my allergies to flare up, and I had to go through the series of shots. At various times in the summer, with the dust and the hair coming off the horses and everything, I had to wear that little kind of a respirator mask to keep from sneezing and coughing all the time, and I took the shots. And eventually, when I was about 18 or 19 years old, I grew out of it, and now it doesn't bother me anymore, but I can relate to what he's saying, and he said with a good John Wayne attitude, I'm going to stick with it, and I admire him. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, and right now, after I give you this next good word, and I'm trying to find my next good word, I laid it down and I can't find it. There it is. Don't forget our friends at Greystone Crossing, Independent Senior Living on El Fresco Road. That's 21st Street, just 1 mile east of Walmart in Hayburn. You know, seniors, listen to me, please. All you need to do is just call them at 650-4979 and make an appointment time so they can show you around these beautiful, and I underline the word beautiful, facilities. We've been there and looked at it at their open house they had on August 22nd. It is outstanding. You're going to love this place. You're going to love the facilities, and you're going to love the people. Matt and Kelly Wiggins at Greystone Crossing, 650-4979, the number to call. Once again, 650-4979. Be sure and call them today. Greystone Crossing, Independent Senior Living.
Sir?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Are you sure if anybody's in the building for Lee's Furniture today? 'Cause I've been trying to call over and nobody will answer the phone at all.
Oh, well, you just call again. I think I gave you the right number, 878-2341, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's the number I have, and I know that, you know what, I'll bet you they're so busy that they can't answer the phone, but you keep trying, okay?
I definitely...
Don't weaken. Don't weaken.
Will do.
All right,
Will do,
thank
sir.
you. Calls are welcome in the interim, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Once again, I want to remind you that the Rupert Show and Shine with Patriots Day tomorrow on the Rupert Square on behalf of the weekend, and we're going to have a special ceremony at 1 o'clock right there on the square in Rupert, and I urge you to be in attendance. It's free to the public. We are really working hard to put patriotism back into our society. What about it, Wheels?
Still haven't got nothing yet, sir.
You still what?
I still haven't gotten an answer yet.
That's better. Okay. I can't imagine. Deanne, come running in here, please. We don't know if there's something wrong with our phone lines or what, but we need to get a hold of Jeff over there at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. And you will call again right now and see if you can get through. And we'll try to reach Jeff. Maybe try his cell phone, if you would, please, so that we don't lose this time. And Wheels is still trying over there. And poor little old fat Zebra's sitting here going, well, what are we going to do for the next couple of minutes? Yes.
I got Jeff on the phone for you.
Well, finally, the lost is found, ladies and gentlemen.
Me up for my nap, Zeb.
Well, I was getting a little concerned, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, you know, it's tough to get old, and in a couple of weeks I'm celebrating an older birthday. You just recently had a birthday, didn't you?
Oh, I'm going on 29.
Yeah, you're lying to me, too. Hey, by the way, I understand your boy's playing really good. I read about him in the paper, that old silver streak running down the sideline.
Yeah, well, I guess he takes after his mother then.
What's going on at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More?
Zeb, I appreciate you asking. Thank you. Actually, we've got a number of specials going on right now, and so as I share this with all of your listeners, there's a couple of things that I think will be of particular interest to them. As you know, this time of year, a lot of people with the kids going off to school and various things, it's a great time to redo the bedrooms, rearrange the house a little bit. We've got a number of specials going right now specifically on our mattresses. We carry several brands here in the store. One of our flagship brands is the Simmons Beauty Rest mattress. And what makes these nice are these are the mattresses that have the pocketed coil design. We carry them in various styles, whether it be firm, plush, or pillow top for those that really like them soft. And so if you've got a particular need, we have every kind of mattress that you could want to carry. And we have right now a couple of specials, one in particular, where you can get a pocketed coil pillow top mattress for $349. It's a fabulous value. So if you have any kids, or the adults for that matter, that are in need of a mattress, this is a great time to take advantage of that special.
You know, I said many, many times on your ad that I do daily on my program that people, you know, they're kind of letting time slip away. And when I say that, they don't realize that we're already at September 12th, and it won't be too much longer than they're going to be buttoning up a heavy jacket to go outside, spending more time inside, and it's time to comfortize and beautify the inside of the home.
Yeah, you know, I think about that all the time. This is a great time of year. You know, Zeb, also, because you're mentioning the time of and the change of the seasons, we have a great special going on our window coverings. And as we recognize, you know, the sun comes up and sets at different times. Oftentimes you have the lower sun that shines right into the house. Window coverings, particularly the honeycomb shades that we have on sale right now, are great because they are a great way to manage the amount of sunlight coming into the house, but they also insulate the home. And so they accomplish several things.
Oh.
You can upgrade the appearance of your windows, you can improve the insulation factor of the home, and you can also allow the light to come in but reduce it, so it's not necessarily shining right in your face or blocking the TV or doing different things like that. So really, with this sale, and we do this in the spring and in the fall, it's a great discount, 40% off. So that is a great savings. And this time of year, it's a great way to take advantage of it.
Let me ask you this. The roller shades, are they the same kind as what, when my grandma, years ago, we'd go over to her house, my sister and I, we'd have races with the roller shades to see whose could go up to the top faster?
Well, Zeb, just for you, there are some companies that still dig a little deeper and still make some of those kind of rollers.
Really?
But many of the roller shades that they have now are nice, where you can adjust the amount of height. They're really easy to operate and have a number of new styles and colors that you can get so that you can manage the light a little bit easier with them.
All right. Hey, listen, after the program sometime, give me a holler. We need to get together and talk about another issue, but I want to tell everybody to stop into Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More at 459 Overland and Burley. What are the hours that you're open, Jeff?
Zeb, we're open Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, we have great specials going in the store, 30% off on our furniture, 50% off on these mattress specials, 40% off on our window coverings. I'd invite people to come in and take a look at, harvest is a great time to make the changes, put a little money aside, and be able to come in and pay for these and be able to enjoy them.
Absolutely. The man is right. This is the place for you to stop in right now today. Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More, 459 Overland and Burley. Jeff, God bless you, man. Take care.
Thank you, Zeb. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good guy. Really good guy. Good people over there at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. I had a caller yesterday say, when is Lunch Bunch? Okay. I didn't mention that this week. I'm sorry. Lunch Bunch will be on September 26th. Remember that. September 26th, Thursday, September 26th. I know I didn't mention it this week. I apologize. Don't forget, put it on your calendar, Lunch Bunch at Denny's Restaurant, September the 26th. We're going to send it back over to Old Wheels right now, and we'll be back with Attorney James Herson in 3 minutes.
And now, back to Zeb at the Ranch on AM 1230 KBAR. To reach Zeb, call 436-2244 or toll free 1-866-927-4587. And now, here is Zeb back.
Oh, welcome back. It is a picture book, beautiful day outside, and I'm glad you're with us. As we roll into the last segment of our program this morning, I'm very fortunate to have a good friend of this program, and I always welcome him on the show because he's always got great information. Author, attorney, James Herson, down in California. How are you, my dear friend?
I'm doing great, Zeb, considering how crazy my state is getting. But, we're keeping the faith, the kind of remnant minority that's left here that still has sanity.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it down there. I could not live with all the, and I'm going to be very honest and frank, the evil and the disoriented that are living all around you.
Well, it's really a shame. This is the most populated state in the country. It is a state that is extremely physically beautiful, has a wonderful climate. It's where the tech companies do their innovation, where the entertainment companies come up with their stories. But unfortunately, we have it's almost like a contagion. We obviously know that the tech companies are censoring both conservative and Christian thought. We know that the entertainment companies are putting out very depraved kind of product and trying to insert propaganda into the content, and we have people in charge of this state after outsourcing the vote and changing the demographics and cheating. They've been able to have a supermajority in the legislature and a governor who, believe it or not, is left of Jerry Moonbeam Brown. They're passing the craziest legislation. They're banning straws and banning fur, and just recently they want to destroy Uber and Lyft by taking away the right of the so-called gig culture, the ability of people to work as independent contractors. Unfortunately, California is sort of the place that's embraced the kind of insane policies that we see now being promoted by those that want the Democratic presidential nomination and by the squad. But what's clear is you can ban plastic straws all you want, but when you have piles of hypodermic needles on the sidewalks and you have human excrement that people are stepping in and you have medieval diseases, it's just an advertisement to the country of what can happen with Democrat rule.
James, I can't even imagine, honestly, and I'm saying this with great concern in my voice for you and others that live there. But I can't imagine waking up in the morning, going to your business and or office, and having to avoid where you step because of the problems you were talking about, hypodermic needles and human excrement, waste, etc. I mean, how in the world and why in the world did California and its populace allow this to go to this extreme?
Well, I think what happened in California is what the left wants to happen in every state. I use the term outsourced. California used immigration to destroy the right of individuals who resided there to determine the future of self-determination. Because what they did was bring in huge populations of illegal immigrants, then pass legislation to encourage them to vote illegally. And then they passed legislation which was formerly illegal. They call it ballot harvesting. Ballot harvesting allows paid political operatives to go out and, quote, collect, close quote, absentee ballots, pile them up, and bring them into the registrar for votes. That's why we saw race after race where it appeared as though it was over, that the Republican had won, and then the next morning they wake up and find out they had lost because ballots were found. And, it's just the amount of illegal voting that went on in this state is staggering. And it's happening. But what the left is doing, because they don't serve the American people, because they don't serve the policies and interests of the American people, because the American people don't want socialism and open borders and destruction of law enforcement and anarchy. So they seek voters that they can control from outside of our borders. And ultimately, it's replacement voting. And we see Texas turning purple. We see, we have to remember, California was the place where Ronald Reagan was governor, where Richard Nixon was governor. California, it's hard to believe, was a red state. And so this has been going on a long time. This is why President Trump is so adamant about controlling the borders and immigration, because if that's not controlled, the United States will be a blue country, and then the policies of the Squad will reign from sea to shining sea.
James, I'm sitting here in Idaho, and it's very quiet here. The weather's nice. All we hear now are harvest trucks going by my studio for the sugar beets, the potatoes, and everything else. And I can't even imagine what it's like down there in that state with chaos politically. What do you do, or how do you change things in that state? It sounds to me like it's almost a tipped-over ship.
Well, there is some progress being made. I think when I mentioned this ballot harvesting, it took the Republicans, what few there are, the Republican Party by surprise, and now they're countering it. They're also bringing out some very good candidates. In the next election, since it's a presidential election, there's going to be quite a few pickups in the House races, particularly in Orange County and San Diego County in California. But you're right, it's going to be a long time before the pendulum is able to swing back. The hope lies, ironically, by a lot of the immigrant communities, particularly the Asian immigrant community in California, as their children grow up and they start to achieve a level of success and understand the benefits of free enterprise, the benefits of capitalism, the benefits of freedom. then what happens is ultimately the pendulum starts to swing back. That may be the future of the United States of America. I hope that we don't have to wait generations to swing back, but I think right now there's a lot of hope for the country, even if there may not be hope to have California turn red again. And the hope lies in the 2020 election and a big, big turnout like what we saw in the 9th District in North Carolina this week, where there was an amazing turnout. And what scared the Democrat Party is the percentage of minority votes who voted against the Democrat. The Democratic Party is disconnected from most of the country, much like the entertainment community and the tech community are disconnected from most of the country.
James, we have a caller with a question and a comment. We're going to put him on the air with you. Caller, quickly, because I'm short on time. Go ahead, please.
Well, I was really glad to see that the Supreme Court stood behind Trump on this asylum seekers deal. And, of course, it didn't make the front page of the paper because of, the news media, but I'm happy for that and what happened. Let him comment on that.
Absolutely. A great statement, caller. I appreciate that. James, I, too, agree with the caller. I was glad that the Supreme Court, 7-2, agreed with Donald Trump on the asylum laws. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's really nice to see that there's still some integrity in the highest court in the land. And especially when you think of people like John Roberts, who's gone sideways. But for it to be a 7-2 vote shows that there's even some integrity across the aisle, because this is not a question of policy, it's a question of law. And it's a question of which powers basically the President of the United States has pursuant to the Constitution, the highest law in the land. So this was a clear-cut case where a hack activist judge decided to join the resistance. And, of course, this is what we've seen happen over and over again, but it raises great hopes that as, and obviously Donald Trump, because of the fact that he's an outsider, because he was going against the establishment of both parties, he's got the federal bureaucracy, both parties, the entire mainstream media, Hollywood, the tech companies, everything against him. And part of that was these hack activist judges. Judges have a job to do. As Antonin Scalia pointed out very often, their job is to apply law. They're not even supposed to interpret law unless absolutely necessary. They are absolutely forbidden to make law. But these Obama and Clinton appointees that are on the bench, they're trial judges, typically federal court trial judges, they don't even hesitate at all to just create new law out of whole cloth. And that is not the job of a judge. That's the job of a legislature. That's why the Constitution says in the paragraph that follows the preamble, all legislative power herein granted shall be vested in the Congress. All means all. As a pastor once said, all means all, that's all means. That means there is no power to make law in the judicial branch. And that's what we're fighting when we talk about originalist judges. And that's why people like Neil Gorsuch are an incredible gift to the nation. And the record number of judges that this president has appointed are going to bear fruit in the future and offer great hope and offer an ability for Republicans, even if they are a minority party in the future, to fight in the courts. So, and that's also happening in California. We're seeing a lot of the activism that's coming out of the California government that's unconstitutional getting reversed. And
that gives us great hope.
You know, James, in another story that I wanted to get into this morning, and I've got about 7 minutes left in this segment, I want you to comment on it. My wife and I have not been to a movie theater for probably about 4 years. The reason? The trailers that we see on television showing the various movies that are coming up are absolutely ridiculous, filthy, or absolutely ridden with crime. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, there's starting to be more movies that are family-oriented, like Overcomer. I want you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Oh, sure. You know, and you're absolutely right. People I know, including myself, I mean, it's very rare when I want to actually sit down for my personal entertainment or even for any reason to basically consume the stuff that's coming out of Hollywood, both film and what they now call television, which is streaming fare, you know. And most of it is, as you talk about, I mean, it's either ultra-violent, it's gratuitous sex, it's depraved, it's dark, or it's where they try to insert propaganda messages into the content. There's now a secret slogan in Hollywood that executives whisper to each other. Here's the slogan: get woke, go broke. Woke refers to the far left kind of things that are inserted. And of course, broke means they bomb. Overcomer brought in $14 million its first weekend. It cost $5 million to make. It's going to have a tremendous profit margin. That's causing some people in Hollywood to turn their heads, but their bias gets in the way. There's always this difficulty in getting these faith-based films made. People go to the theater, they come out with a smile on their face and some tears of joy coming down their cheeks with this movie Overcomer, and it was like that with the movie God's Not Dead, with the Mercy Me biopic, with a whole host of these movies. They all have big profit margins. You know, they have something that we've missed from Hollywood. What do you call it? Story. Oh, and those things where actors portray characters, and it actually lifts people up. There were a lot of people in the entertainment business who, yes, their goal was to entertain, but the goal was to have people leave the theater feeling better than they did when they left.
Absolutely.
And that's what we see in these faith-based movies, and I know they'll keep coming because there's a big demand for them.
Absolutely. Caller, I'm going to give you exactly 1 minute. That's it. I'm almost out of time. Go ahead. You're on the air. Quickly.
Well, it's just like Midway is coming out, which is, you know, it couldn't be filthy. And then the movie about Churchill, and then, of course, the movie about the English soldiers on the beach over in France. I can't think of the name of the beach. But those are all good movies. Thank you. I'll hang up.
Respond to the caller quickly, if you would, James.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there are every once in a while good movies, but you're talking about movies from a long time ago. If you look at what's coming out now, and you look at what's coming out on Netflix and on Hulu, if they make a movie about a historical event and a military event, they're going to insert politically correct themes. They're going to make America the bad guy. Not always, but enough of the time to offend people. I think it's not operating like a business anymore in Hollywood, because the decisions aren't solely made based on good business decisions. It's made with political decisions in mind. And especially in the autumn, as we're entering into awards season, and we see these movies that are trying to get Oscars. But it's true. There are, every once in a while, a good product that comes out, and it does have real themes in it, and then it does really well.
James, one final thought I want you to expand on just a little bit is I'm beginning to think and see a few of the Hollywood's actors, well-known actors, come forth and say and amplify that there's a lot of bigotry in Hollywood and it's got to change. Actors like Jon Voight, Kirstie Alley, and others are stepping up to the plate and saying we've got to clean up our act. Would you agree or disagree?
There are people, they fall into two categories. They either have great clout, they've had a great career and they have clout, like Jon Voight, for example, or Patricia Heaton, or they just don't care anymore, like Kirstie Alley, Dean Cain, and others. But they're a tiny minority, and they're an oppressed minority, because Kirstie Alley, believe it or not, her social calendar will suffer. Her agent will get less calls, less opportunities, because there's a blacklist in Hollywood. And it is against people who are either conservative or a traditional Christian person that is open with religious expression. It's just the way it is. I mean, we just saw it with Drew Brees, how someone can be one great human being. Drew Brees, one of the best human beings in the world of sports, it gets attacked because he did a promotion for Bring Your Bible to School Day. He is attacked with headlines that say Drew Brees promotes anti-LGBTQ XYZ group. And the group was focused on the family, Zeb.
That's right.
Which by any means is not anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ. So it's that's what happens in Hollywood, but that's what's moving across the landscape in the country.
I wish you well, my friend. I'm out of time, but it's always a treat to have you on my program because I know I'm going to get some real straight-up information. Attorney, author, James Herson, California. Watch where you step. God bless you, man.
Well, thank you. I will watch where I step. You have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks, James. Really enjoy having James Herson on the program. You've probably seen him on television many, many, many times on various talk shows, news shows, and he's a good friend. And tells you like it is. Oh, we've got to tell you like it is right now with the weather forecast, brought to you by Scarrows Meats. Boy, I love this commercial. 331 North Road, Jerome, Don Scarrow and the crew. Delicious meats. All the marinated pork ribs. Have you tried those? And they got the St. Louis style. Most of the bones are removed, and they got all the tri-tips, and they got barbecue packages, and they've got all the bacons and the sausages and the bratwurst. I love bratwurst with onions and cheese on sourdough buns. Oh, delicious. We'll tell you more about Scarrows Meats right after this with Gina.
Looks like we're going to be on a warming trend from today all the way through the weekend. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Sunny skies is what we're looking at. High of 70. Going to be a little bit breezy. Winds out of the south-southwest, right around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 44. Tomorrow, going to be a nice one as we enter into the weekend. Sunny skies, high close to 80. 77 is technically going to be our high. Winds out of the southeast at about 8 miles an hour, turning to the southwest by the afternoon. By tomorrow night, mostly clear skies with a high of 46. By Saturday, sunny and 80. Sunday, mid-80s. That's a look at your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
Gina, great job. Great job. We appreciate that. And, of course, our weather brought to you by Scarrows Meats. 331 North Road, Jerome. The telephone number, 324-7657. Or you can go to their website, scarrowsmeats.com. And it is true. They are changing the way we eat, one delicious bite at a time at Scarrows Meats. what a week it's been. And we're looking forward to next week. We have got some home run hitters coming on the program next week to talk about a lot of different subjects. And I can't wait. Honestly, I get excited about thinking about all the top-notch people that are going to be coming on the program. As I mentioned earlier, treat yourself today. You don't have to feel inhibited. You don't have to be shy. Today is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Stop in, get a big one, and just enjoy. Want to remind you, our big thanks go out to our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. You know, all 7 locations serving you here in the Magic Valley, they're having a big fall tire sale right now. And you can save a lot of money. You can save up to $152 on a set of 4 select light truck and SUV tires, like the Backcountry MT or the Backcountry All-Terrain or the Terramax. The list goes on. At your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, where doing the right thing really matters since it has in 1952. Wow. They are the best, with the best in brake service, front-end alignment, shocks and struts, batteries. Again, I go back to that word service. They are the best at serving you. Stop in and see them today. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family in Paul, Daniel on Pole Line in Twin Falls, and Trent on Overland in Burley. The best. Yep, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Thank you. Thank you very much for a good week. You are the best audience. And next Monday, we'll call on the Patriots to call and start the ball rolling again. And we're here from 8 to 11, Monday through Thursday on K-Bar, 12:30 a.m., and then also streaming live on the Internet all over the world. And a good morning to all of our Internet audience on ZebBell.com. We always end the program by saying the way things were are the way things ought to be, but first and foremost, in God we trust. Zeb at the Ranch, you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. We'll see you Monday morning at 8:06.